How are you all? I hope you're all fine and doing good. So students, today I have come up with a new chapter from your literature part by the name The Tsunami. Clear? So here in this chapter I am going to teach you all about the tsunami. So I hope you know what is tsunami. Tsunamis are big and gigantic waves which creates disaster in the world. Clear? So here we will be learning about how the waves of tsunami struck on the coast of India and it damaged many life and property. Not only in India but in a dozen of countries. Fine. So here in this chapter we will be learning about the life of the people who lost their life, both in India as well as in Thailand. Okay. So now first of all have a look of tsunami, that how huge and gigantic waves are. See now. Okay, now first of all let me show you once again. See here. Can you see these houses? Okay. See, houses are very tiny as compared to the huge gigantic waves. See, the houses are very small and you can imagine that how large and how high are these waves. Fine. Now let's see the next image. See here. Even here you can clearly see that the waves, it swept away all the vehicles along with it. Not only the vehicles but also the house are being pulled down. All the houses and the buildings, large buildings, huge buildings are all swept away by tsunami waves. Next image. See, you can imagine these are the buildings, okay, apartments having many floors, you can say 10 floors, but the waves are even higher than the 10th floor building or 12th floor building. Okay. So, you can understand that this tsunami, okay, this tsunami waves can create massive destructions. Massive destruction means a very large destructions. Now let us see the next image. See here, here you can see very clearly that how it causes damage to life and property. See here, the building being collapsed, the house is collapsed, vehicle. Okay. So, tsunami brings a lot of destruction, fine, everywhere wherever it struck. Now see next. Now see the consequences, the result. It results in complete loss. Fine. You can see how the houses and everything are damaged. It brings huge destructions. Next, you can see here. You can see this. Okay. And the last image is this. See here. The house collapsed. Even the ship, a huge ship, had been swept away from ocean. This is the ocean. Okay. You can see. This is the ocean. That means where should I show you? I should show here. This is the ocean. Okay. From ocean it has been swept to the land. Okay. This is land and the ship had been swept right from the ocean till land. Clear? So, this shows that the lives and property are being carried away or are being swept away from one place to another. Okay. So, now let us proceed towards the chapter. Okay. Now see here. So, in the first part we will be learning about the incident in Andaman and Nicobar Island. Now see here, the tsunami chapter of class 8 comprises of 3 parts. This chapter deals with the inspiring incidents that took place when the tsunami hit the different parts of the world. Okay? That means when tsunami hit India, even a dozen of countries were being affected by it. There were dozens of countries who came under the control of tsunami. Clear? So here this chapter, it deals with the inspiring incidents. Okay, inspiring means the thing worth notable, that is called inspiring. Incident means happenings, ghatna. Okay. So now the first part includes stories from the Andaman and Nicobar Island. The first story is of Igneous. Igneous is a man. Fine. So who was he? He was the manager of a cooperative society in Kachal. Kachal is in Andaman and Nicobar Islands. So Igneous, he was the manager of a cooperative society in Kachal. So what happened with him? Around 6 a.m. his wife woke him up sensing an earthquake. That means at around 6 a.m. in the morning, Igneous' wife could sense an earthquake. She could realize earthquake. So she woke him up. What did he do then? He put the television set on the floor in order to save it while the family rushed out of the house. So Igneous, he told his family member to rush out of the house, and in the meanwhile he took the television set and he lay it down on the floor. He kept it down on the floor. So when the earth stopped shaking, they could see the sea rising. So now Igneous along with his family is outdoors now. So when the earth stopped shaking, they could see the sea rising. Okay, लहरें उठ रहे थे. And then the tsunami waves came. So when tsunami waves came, it swept away his wife, 2 children, father-in-law and brother-in-law. So the tsunami had swept away, बहा के ले गए. Okay, tsunami बहा के ले गया किसे? To his wife, उनके 2 बच्चों को, father-in-law and brother-in-law. Clear? Okay, next. Now, the second story is about a policeman, Sanjeev. Sanjeev was able to save himself, his wife and his daughter. Okay, so when the waves of tsunami struck, there was another incident which happened with a policeman by the name Sanjeev. So Sanjeev, he was able to save himself, his wife and his daughter. Fine. But after hearing the cries of the guest house cook, John's wife, that means when he was out, he was safe, but he heard the cries. Okay, cries means chikhe. He heard the cries of the guest house cook, John's wife. That means nearby there was a guest house, and in that guest house there was a cook by the name John. So Sanjeev heard John's wife shouting and screaming. Okay, she was asking for help. So what did Sanjeev do? He jumped into the water in order to save her. But he could not save her as well as himself, and both got drowned. But both of them lost their life because they could not save themselves. Okay, Sanjeev, he dived into the water in order to save John's wife, but he could not save any one of them. Neither could he save himself nor John's wife. Next. Now the third story is about a 13 years old girl, Meghna. Now let's see what happened with Meghna. The tsunami swept her along with her parents and 77 other peoples. So the tsunami struck them also, and it swept her along with her parents and 77 other people. That means 77, 78, 79 parents, mother and father, okay, 77, 78, 79 and 80. That means tsunami swept away 80 peoples. But fortunately, luckily, she held on to a wooden door. She got a wooden door and she held it. मेघना ने wooden door को पकड़ लिया. After floating for 2 days, a wave brought her back to the shore and saved her. So she floated in the water for 2 days. That means day, night and day, night continuously. And then the wave brought her back to the seashore and she was saved. Now, the last story is about Almas, a 10 years old girl. So now the last story is about Almas, who was 10 years old. Her father saw the water receding after the tremors and understood that it will come back with immense force. So her father realized that the water was receding, okay, and she could understand that it will come with immense force, means बहुत तेजी से वो वापस आएगा. कौन वापस आएगा? The waves. Fine. He thus woke everybody so that they can go to a safe place. So everybody was sleeping. It was daytime, I guess. Okay, morning time, daytime. So he woke everybody up so that they can go and take shelter in some fine and safe place. So in all this chaos, her grandfather fell down and her father went to help him. So in this chaos, chaos means an incident, which is not pleasant. Okay, in Hindi we can say हलचल. ऐसे हलचल में हलचल मच गई. फाइन. इस हलचल में क्या हुआ? अलमास के ग्रैंडफादर वो पानी में गिर गया. फाइन, क्योंकि वेव्स आ रहे थे, सुनामी आ रहे थे. फाइन. घर से निकलते हुए किसी तरीके से हर ग्रैंडफादर फेल डाउन, और फिर अलमास के फादर ने क्या किया? उन्होंने भी पानी में छलांग मारी. ओके, किस लिए? अपने फादर को बचाने के लिए, मतलब टू हेल्प Almas' grandfather. But a big wave swept them away during this. But during this act, a big wave came and swept them away. उनको बहा के ले गए. So now who is left behind? Her mother, Almas, and her aunts. Fine. So her mother and aunts means auntie. Her mother and aunts swept away along with the tree that they were holding on to. फिर क्या हुआ? They found a tree. Okay, when they found a tree, because tree is also being uprooted. Okay, मतलब ये हुआ कि सुनामी वेव्स इतने स्ट्रॉन्ग होते हैं कि वो पेड़ को भी उखाड़ देते हैं. तो इसी तरीके से एक पेड़ बहता हुआ आ रहा था. Then Almas' mother and Almas' auntie, they hold on to that tree. Clear? So while Almas climbed on the floating wooden log, she fainted. और जैसे ही उसने वो ट्री को पकड़ के उसके ऊपर चढ़ी, वो बेहोश हो गई थी. Then she was taken to the hospital in Kamota, and then later on she was taken to the hospital by the rescue team. The rescue team used to come. There are no many armies and soldiers used to come for help. So she was taken to the hospital in Kamrota. Fine. The rescue team saved her and took her to the Kamrota hospital. Okay. So now the next is about Thailand. Sorry. Yes. So now let us see what happened when tsunami struck Thailand. Okay, now see. The second part of the chapter consists of a story from Thailand. This is the story of an intelligent girl, Tilly. So here we are going to read something about Tilly. So who was Tilly? Let's see. It was 26th December and Tilly along with her family were on the beach. So it was 26th of December, that means a day after Christmas. It was 26th of December and Tilly along with her family were on the beach. They were seen at the beach. Tilly and her family were originally from England. Okay, Tilly and family were originally from South England and had come to Thailand to celebrate Christmas, and they were at Thailand to celebrate Christmas. Tilly and her mother saw the sea rise slowly. So, they were at the beach and they saw the sea rising slowly. That means, first of all, the waves were less and then it was going high and then high and then high. Okay? So, they could see the waves were rising, the sea was rising, and then it starts to foam. Foam means jhank. It starts to foam and then it started making whirlpool. Whirlpool is a sign. This is whirlpool. Okay? This like this. This is called whirlpool. So, her mother was not worried by these signs. Her mother was not worried by these signs. Why was she not worried? Because she didn't know what actually is tsunami. She had never heard or she had never seen about tsunami, so that she had no idea that how destructive are tsunamis. Okay, so she was not worried by these signs, but it occurred to Tilly that these were the signs of tsunami. But Tilly could understand very clearly that these signs were the signs of tsunami. How was she able to understand? How was she aware? She was aware because 2 weeks ago, while she was at England, her geography teacher had shown the whole class a video about tsunami, and it was also explained that what are the signs of tsunami, that how tsunami would occur. Fine. So, she could see the same signs. So, she was aware that we are going to be struck by tsunami waves. Then what did she do? She informed about this to her family, and they, along with other people on the beach, returned to the hotel. So, she informed this to her family. Okay, she told that this is a very bad sign. A disaster is approaching. So, we should run away from here. So, the parents of Tilly took Tilly and all other people who were at the beach. Okay, they took all of them to the hotel where they were living, where they were lodging. Fine. So, luckily, the hotel building withstood the force of tsunami and they all were saved. But it was lucky that the building was really very strong. Okay, and it withstood. Withstood means was not able to be carried away. Fine, means it was still standing. The hotel building withstood the force of tsunami. That means the tsunami waves could not uproot the building. Fine, and so all of them were saved. So, when they were at the hotel, the tsunami waves struck the hotel 3 times. Okay, that means once it came and it went away, and then later on it came back, and then once again it came back. That means 3 times the tsunami waves struck the hotel of Thailand. Clear to everyone? Okay, now see next. The third part of the chapter speaks about the sixth sense of animals. Okay, so we all know that we have got 5 senses. Okay, that is hearing, seeing, smelling, taste and feel. That means eye, nose, tongue, ear and skin. These are our 5 senses. But animals has 6 senses. Okay, and what is that 6th sense? That 6th sense is the sense of predicting disaster. They are able to smell danger, okay, which we human beings do not have. So, the third part of the chapter speaks about 6th sense of the animals. Around 1,50,000 people lost their lives, but only a few animals died. For example, in the Riyala National Park situated in Sri Lanka, 60 visitors died while only 2 animals died. Now, if we talk about Riyala National Park, which is in Sri Lanka, then there 60 visitors died, whereas as compared to animals, they were only 2. That means the animals have got the sixth sense. Okay. Now, also in the same park, people noticed that 3 elephants ran away from the beach an hour prior to the struck of tsunami. So, people also noticed that in the same park, okay, they say that park, Riyala National Park, is situated in the beach. So, in the same park, people noticed that 3 elephants ran away from the beach 1 hour before the tsunami struck. ठीक है, मतलब सुनामी आने से 1 घंटे पहले ही 3 हाथी वहाँ से भाग गए थे. Another incident is also from Gale in Sri Lanka. Here, the 2 dogs refused to go to the beach for the walk. Now see here, another incident is from Gale in Sri Lanka. So what happened? These 2 dogs, they were really very interested in going for a walk. They love going to the walk along with their master. But on that particular day, the dog refused to go to the beach for the walk. Why did they refuse? They refused because they could smell danger, they could sense danger. So that they refused to go for a walk. And thus their master also could not go. So इसी वजह से उनके मास्टर्स भी जा नहीं पाए. Okay, so the masters also could not go along with the dog. So all the masters and the dog was saved. Fine. That means the dogs or the animals could sense danger. So when they sense danger, they refuse to proceed further. वो आगे चलने से मना कर देते. Okay, so this shows that there is danger forward and we should not go ahead. So if we deny going forward, then we will be saved. So in the same way, the dog's master also was not able to go for a walk because of the dogs, and thus the dogs saved their master. Clear to everyone? Okay. So I hope the chapter is clear to you. Okay, thank you for watching. Okay, so now let us see the question answers. Okay, so I am going to explain you the question answers of this chapter. Okay, so first of all, see now it is state whether the following sentences are true or false. Number 1, Igneous lost his wife, 2 children, his father-in-law and his brother-in-law in the tsunami. Was it true or false? It was true. Next, number 2, Sanjeev made it to safety after the tsunami. That means Sanjeev was able to save himself after the tsunami. Was it true or false? It is false, because while helping John's wife, both John's wife and Sanjeev got drowned and they both died. Okay, so he was not able to keep himself safe. Next, number 3, Meghna was saved by a relief helicopter. Was Meghna saved by a relief helicopter? No, it was false. Number 4, Alma's father realized that a tsunami was going to hit the island. Yes, it is true, because he knew that it is going to come with immense force. Now, next is number 5, her mother, that means Alma's mother and aunts were washed away with the tree that they were holding on to. Was it true or false? It was true. Next. Now see your question answer. Okay. Why did Tilly's family come to Thailand? Tilly's family had come to Thailand to celebrate Christmas. Number 2, do you think Tilly's mother was alarmed by them? Do you think? Yes, they were alarmed. Sorry, question number 2, it is here, I have mistaken with question number 3. Question number 2, what were the warning signs that both Tilly and her mother saw? And what was that warning sign? It was that both saw the sea rise and it started to foam and form whirlpools. That means they saw the sea rising and then it started to foam. Foam means jhaak banna. Okay, it started to foam and then it started to form whirlpool. Whirlpool is the circular motion in the water. Clear? Next. Okay, but I cannot use pen here. Okay, fine. Now see, question number 3. So what is question number 3? It is, do you think Tilly's mother was alarmed by them? The answer is no, Tilly's mother was not alarmed by them. Question number 4. Where had Tilly seen the sea behaving in the same strange fashion? The answer is yes, Tilly had seen the strange sea behavior in a video. Okay, when she was in England 2 weeks prior to the hit of the tsunami, her geography teacher had explained her and the whole class about how a tsunami formed and what are the causes and how it looks, what are the signs of approaching, all those things. So Tilly was aware about the signs of tsunami. Clear? Now next, number 5. Number 5 is that, where did the Smith family and the others on the beach go to escape from the tsunami? So who is the Smith family? Smith family is Tilly's parents. Answer, they went to the 3rd floor of the hotel and were saved. Now question number 6. How do you think her geography teacher felt when he heard about what Tilly had done in Phuket? Okay, so what was the answer? The answer was that he felt very pleased and satisfied. Now, next is comprehension check, page number 30. Now, question number 1. In tsunami, 1,50,000 people died. And how many animals died? It was very few animals. Clear? Okay. Next, how many people and animals died in Riyala National Park? It was 60 visitors and only 2 animals. So who were those 2 animals? Those 2 animals were the sea buffaloes. Next. Now question number 3. What do people say about the elephants of Riyala National Park? Okay, what did the people say? People say that the elephants ran from the beach an hour before the tsunami hit the coast. Yes or no? The people reported that they saw 3 elephants running away from the beach 1 hour prior to the hit of the tsunami. That means tsunami के आने से 1 घंटे पहले ही 3 हाथी वहाँ से भाग चुके थे. Okay, they ran away looking for the higher ground to keep themselves safe. Next, number 4. What is question number 4? Question number 4 is, what did the dogs in Galley do? So, what did the dogs in Galley do? Okay, the dogs in Galley refused to go to the beach for the daily exercise, or you can say for the daily walk. Yes or no? These particular dogs, they were always fascinated on going to the walk. They have always been liking to go to the walk, but on that particular day they refused going for their daily walk because they have got 6th sense and they can smell the danger ahead. So they refused going to the beach because they knew that they are going to be attacked by the tsunami. And so they refused going to the beach, thus their masters were also saved. Yes or no? Okay, so what was the answer? The answer is, the dogs in Galley refused to go to the beach for their daily exercise, or you can write daily walk. Okay. So, students, this is all your work, exercise work. You have to do it in your notebook. Fine? Okay. Okay. Thank you for watching.